Learn how to use the Tor browser, the Tor bundle in 2023. First of all, you need to download the Tor browser. It is very easy. Go to the official Tor browser website and download it. After you download it, you will need to connect to Tor network. And once you open the Tor network, here are the settings. So these are the settings of the Tor browser. And once you are starting to use the Tor browser, you must remember that one, you do not open Tor browser in full screen. Make sure that this button is set to minimize. Not minimize, but you must open Tor browser not in the maximized window. When you actually do it, your user fingerprint becomes unique. So make sure you do not do it. And secondly, please do not add any extensions and make sure no script is enabled. When you add another extension, your browser fingerprint become unique. You can be traced back then. Make sure not to log into any of your personal social media websites or sites like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok from Tor browser. Never do that. Or you can instead create a new ID from the Tor browser and do not access any other, do not just use that ID from any other browser then. So make sure you follow these three steps. And secondly, as far as the Tor browser is concerned, it is very simple browser. In fact, you do not need to add any extensions because it will make you unique. So make sure you follow this rule as I've already told you, and make sure you do not change any of the settings in here. These settings are already optimized. Changing these settings will make your fingerprint look unique. Only the settings you are allowed to tinker with is one, the bridges. When you are actually in a censored country, the Tor browser might not actually run out of the box. So you will actually have to use the bridges to circumvent censorship. If you're in a country like China, Russia, or in any other country where Tor browser is banned or there are restrictions on the internet, then you are allowed to use bridges. Other than that, you can also use bridges to increase your security over the Tor browser. Next tip, if you go to the connection, now the Tor browser newest 12 update gives you the test feature, so you can test your internet before connecting to the Tor browser, and you can also check whether you are connected to Tor or not. And secondly, you can actually use custom bridges as well. This feature has been out since a long time. If you are having trouble to connect to Tor browser, you can use these custom bridges. Just touch on request a bridge, it will generate a captcha, and then you can easily use Tor browser without any issues. And the other thing is, as I have already told you, the safest, secure, and the other security levels in the Tor browser. Let's go over here. So once you are here, you can see that there are a lot of options. One, you need to enable HTTPS only mode. Make sure it is enabled in all windows. So when you visit a HTTP site, your content, your data might actually leak because the connection to that website is not encrypted from your browser. So any of your credentials can get compromised very easily. Other than that, as I've already told you, these settings are one of the most crucial settings of Tor browser. It is like the heart of Tor browser. Standard, safer, and safest options. Which one should you choose? When you actually set up Tor browser the very first time, the default setting would be set to standard. Make sure to switch it to safer. It will actually disable a whole lot of things to actually increase the privacy of yourself. Also, it will gonna be increasing the anonymity. So thirdly, you can use the safest option if you want to visit very minimal sites, or if you want to use sites like YouTube, or if you want to use Tor browser in the safest mode where you cannot be tracked by the JavaScripts on the websites. Tor browser actually helps you mitigate all of the risks you are having on your another browser. One, you cannot be tracked because, as you can see, if you go to any other site, if you go to this button, you can actually use different circuit for each site. What does it mean? For instance, you visit google.com once and then go to bing.com. The connections will gonna be from different IP addresses to all those different domains you will gonna be visiting in other new tabs, or in the current tab you will gonna be having a new circuit established every time you open another link. So it will gonna be very good for your privacy and anonymity, as your IP address is completely safe over here. If you use the bridges, there is one additional layer which is right in front of you. Also, you will gonna be having the option to browse to onion websites. This is what Tor browser is mostly used for, to enter the dark web, deep web, and the dank web, whatever you say, and whichever the whichever one fits the best purpose for you. You can enter the dark web if you want, if you have anything to do with it. But for most of the people, Tor browser works fine with the onion websites. If you go to the onion websites, it will gonna be .onion. So I will leave rest of the complicated things of the Tor browser for my next video. But if you have liked this video, please do not forget to give this a thumbs up. I'll be seeing you in my next one.